Have you ever kind of looked at your phone and realized you only have a few people you really talk to? Society sometimes makes you feel like that's a bad thing, right? Like more is always better. But what if psychology has a completely different take on it? A much more powerful one. Okay, let's dive in and explore the hidden strength of keeping your circles small. Yeah, this is the big question, isn't it? It's the automatic assumption. You see someone with a small group of friends, and you think, oh, they must be lonely. But we're going to challenge that idea head on. Is it really about loneliness, or is there something much deeper going on? All right, first things first, we've got to bust this myth wide open. There's what society tells us about having a small circle, and then there's what psychology is starting to show us. And trust me, it's a fascinating contrast that might just change how you see your own social life. So, on one hand, society often slaps on these pretty negative labels, right? Loner, antisocial, unpopular. It all suggests some kind of social failure. But psychology completely flips that script. It suggests this isn't a failure at all. In fact, it's a strategy. It's about being selective, focused, and really intentional with your time and energy. This brings us to a whole new way of explaining this preference. It's not about being unable to make friends. Not at all. It's about a really powerful mental process that's all about protecting our most valuable resource, our energy. And here it is, the core idea, social filtering. It sounds fancy, but the concept is actually pretty simple and profound. Having a small circle isn't something that just happens to you. It's an active process. Your mind is basically acting like a top-tier filter, carefully choosing who gets your time and attention. The key here is it's not about what you're missing out on. It's about what you're intentionally curating. You know, think of it this way. It's not a defensive move, pushing people away. It's a positive, proactive choice to pull the right connections closer. It's all about building an inner circle that actually energizes and supports you, instead of having this huge network that just drains you. So what's the real power behind being this selective? Why is choosing depth over breadth in our friendships such a game changer for our own well-being? Let's get into it. This brings us to an even more specific idea, selective social access. So if social filtering is the what, you can think of this as the how. It's like the operating system running in the background. It's the strategy your brain uses to decide where to put its limited social energy. You're not just filtering, you're intentionally granting access. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, first, it's about prioritizing that deep quality over just having a bunch of surface-level contacts. See, maintaining tons of superficial friendships takes a lot of mental energy. This approach invests that energy where it counts. It also frees you from that constant hunt for shallow social validation, likes, follows, all that stuff. And what's really fascinating here is that this trait is often linked to people with high IQs. And it's not about being a snob. It's because their minds are often wired to seek deeper, more complex stimulation, which you're just more likely to find in a few meaningful relationships. This quote just nails it. The mind chooses to invest energy only in intentional connections. It's a choice, even if it feels automatic. Your mind is making a calculated decision to put its very finite energy into relationships that give back, that have real value and depth, instead of spreading it thin everywhere. Okay, so we've gone through all this theory. What does it actually mean for you? Let's bring it all home and talk about how you can own this approach as your own personal strategy instead of seeing it as some kind of social flaw. Seriously, if you take only one thing away from this, let it be this right here. Your preference for a small circle isn't a character flaw. It's a highly effective filter. It's a sign of a mind that values meaning over noise. It is absolutely a strength. So here's the game plan. It's pretty simple. Step 1, just recognize that your preference for a deep conversation over tons of small talk is totally valid. Step 2, actively value the intentional connections you already have. These are your pillars, treat them that way. And finally, step 3, start seeing that small circle for exactly what it is, a source of incredible strength, focus, and genuine support. And that leads us right to the final question, something for you to think about. Take a look at your own social world. Was it built by chance? Just kind of accumulating people over time? Or is it a real reflection of your deliberate choices? Figuring out the answer to that, well, that's the first step to truly owning the power of your own social strategy.